What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. I've seen a lot of videos here lately about the best Xbox 360 games for the 360 and which ones to get because these ones are going to be the most expensive. I just want to put my 2 cents out there. Some of these games may or may not be expensive once the Xbox 360 marketplace is closed down, but I wanted to just share my top 10 favorite Xbox 360 games that I had a lot of fun playing back in the day. I do know that the Xbox 360 marketplace will be closing down here in July, so I just wanted to share my top 10 favorite games for the console. Maybe some games that people haven't heard of before, or some of these games I haven't seen a lot of other YouTubes cover that I wanted to touch on. So we're going to take a look at my favorite top 10 Xbox 360 games. So let's get into it. Before we get started, I did want to say that these games are in no particular order, and also I'm going to be pairing a couple of games together because they're within the same series, and I felt like they kind of you can't go wrong with picking either one. So some of these are going to be doubled up. Let's get into it. So the first game I want to talk about today is the Lord of the Rings Conquest. This was a really fun game. I mean, this was made by Pandemic, the studio behind the Battlefront games. Lord of the Rings Conquest was kind of like the Lord of the Rings version of the Star Wars Battlefront games. It was a really fun game. Let's see what it says here. This is the back. Save Middle Earth or destroy it. Choose your side in the War of the Ring. Play through all of the battles from the films and fight through an all-new story in the Evil campaign. Yeah, that was pretty. That was the cool thing about this game, actually, because you could play through two different campaigns, one as the good side and one as the evil side, being the orcs. Play how you want. Wield a sword, shoot a bow, use stealth, or conjure magic. Take control of trolls, elephants, horses, catapults, heroes, and villains. The choice is yours. Yeah, so like I said, pretty similar to the Star Wars Battlefront games. You got to pick which class you wanted to be or play as before you went out on the field and fought in this big, huge war. Wield a sword, shoot a bow. So they also had an online mode featuring 16 player clashes and a wide variety of different modes. And they had split screen action. Up to 4 friends can play either cooperatively or competitively in the same room. So yeah, they had split screen as well. So not only did you have 2 full campaigns with the good side and the evil side, you also had online battles similar to Star Wars Battlefront, but like I said, Lord of the Rings themed. You also had split screen co-op. So if you're looking to pick up some Xbox 360 games that you can play with people like couch co-op, this is a really good choice, especially if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings. Like I said, the big pull of this game for me was the fact that it really made you feel like you were like on the front lines battling orcs in the Lord of the Rings. It had those huge battles that you saw on Star Wars Battlefront, and they brought them to the Lord of the Rings universe, and it was just so fun to play. Like I said, you really felt like just a small person in this huge big war. Such a fun game. Definitely check it out if you haven't played it. If you're looking to play something cooperatively with someone on the couch, definitely a good game to buy for all you Lord of the Rings fans. Second game on the list is going to be the Godfather the game. Man, this was a great game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. It says, welcome to the family. Wield the power of the Black Hand. Command respect and become the Don of Dons. Join the War of the Five Families to take control of the living New York City. Rise to power and experience unforgettable moments from the film in cinematic HD. So yeah, I mean, I got the manual and the disc here. Man, what a great game. I mean, who would have thought that such a great game would come from a movie? Usually back in the day when they made a knockoff game of a movie, it was poor quality, but they really knocked it out of the park with the Godfather game. EA did a good job with this one. Like it says on the back, you had a lot of cinematics from parts from the actual movie in the game. This game was so fun. You could create your own character. It was an open world game. You could go wherever you wanted on this New York City map. Basically, there was 5 different mafia families, and they all controlled different turfs and sections of the map. And you would kind of go in and take them over. Eventually, you would gain more and more power. You would kill people. You would kill people in higher positions and take over their positions, and just crawl up your ranks until you became Don of New York City. This game was crazy good, big open world. The driving felt really great in this game. You had a wanted system, just like in Grand Theft Auto. You could bribe cops, so you could lower your wanted level. And they had like fronts and stuff that you could take over and generate money. So anytime you took over a place that another family was controlling, it would generate you money, and every so often you would collect on your money. Another feature of this game was, obviously back in the day, people would pay off the mafia to protect their businesses, and if there's another business controlled by another family in the game, you can kind of go in and intimidate the store owner and then have him start paying your family. That's kind of how you took over places. Also, if you get enough money in the game, you get far enough, they had like a ranking system for the weapons. You could buy guns that were like gold tier guns and that were a lot stronger. I mean, this game had a lot of depth for a movie spin-off game. A great game, highly recommend. Unfortunately, it is one player, so you're not going to get any multiplayer co-op out of this game, but for what it is, for the single player, it's a phenomenal game. Definitely something that you should absolutely have in your collection. You should definitely play if you haven't already. Alright, so the third game on the list is going to be Gun. If you haven't played this game yet or haven't heard of this game, man, you are missing out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the case. It says, experience the brutality, greed, and lust that was the West. When life robs Colton White of all that matters, the only thing left he can trust is his gun. Journey as Colton on your quest to exact vengeful justice on those who have wronged you. So basically, this is a revenge story. This game reminds me heavily of like Red Dead Redemption. It's basically the same game. It is a Western, but you do fight alongside Native Americans a lot, which I really enjoyed about this game. Being of Native American heritage, I really enjoyed playing something that was a little more heavy on the Native American themes than like Red Dead Redemption would be. But if you like Red Dead Redemption, you will love this game. Kind of linear in the very beginning, but once you get past the beginning section, it's a huge open world. A really crazy aspect of this game, the reason why it's mature, number one, there's a lot of blood, but if there's one thing that I remember about this game, it's the fact that you could scout people. Pretty crazy, pretty graphic, but yeah, this is a great game. It has like the Deadeye shot in it too, just like Red Dead Redemption. I do have the manual here. It's not a colored manual, of course the disc. But yeah, if you've never played this game or haven't heard of it, definitely pick it up and give it a try. Especially if you like Red Dead Redemption, you will not be disappointed at all. Alright, so the fourth game on the list is Vin Diesel's Wheelman. Now, I know people might laugh, Vin Diesel, ha ha ha, but this was a great game. I mean, growing up, when the Xbox 360 was popular, Vin Diesel was a very popular actor, and he had his own game. But besides the fact that Vin Diesel was in the game, he did voice himself actually in this game. So if you like Vin Diesel as an actor, check this game out. The really cool mechanic that I enjoyed in this game while playing through it is the fact that you could jump from your vehicle to any other vehicle on the road and steal it and automatically get into it and start driving it. Let's take a look at the back. It says, "The streets are his battleground. The car, his weapon. Vin Diesel is the wheelman, undercover agent, expert driver. His mission is to infiltrate the Barcelona underworld and eradicate an international security threat." So it says, "Open world freedom, explore the depths of Barcelona streets and alleyways, high-speed shootouts, leap from vehicle to vehicle, engage in intense gunfire, and unlock awesome cinematic scenes." Yeah, so you could jump from vehicle to vehicle and hijack them that way. It's pretty cool. Revolutionary car combat, master custom moves like the 180 Cyclone, airjacking, and slam-a-ram. Yeah, so it had a few car combat mechanics to it. That's what I liked most about it, besides the fact that during that time I was a fan of Vin Diesel himself, so seeing him in the game was an exciting thing for me anyways. But yeah, this game is phenomenal. It does have shooting in it as well. Like I said, open world. So yeah, I mean, definitely, probably not a very popular game on the 360, but definitely a game that you should pick up and try. It's definitely worth your time. Alright, we are halfway through the list with our 5th game here, Wet. Now, if you have not heard of this game, I feel very sorry for you, because this game is very, very good. I believe it came out towards the end of the 360's life cycle, if I remember correctly. It was one of the last couple of games that shipped before the transition to Xbox One. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure that was the case. This is rated M for mature. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. It says, "Lock and load. Become Ruby Malone, a gun for hire equipped with an arsenal of acrobatic moves, over-the-top sword skills, and dual pistols. Experience the freedom to shoot anytime, anywhere, in adventures spanning 3 continents. Over-the-top acrobatics, fantastic aerial sword attacks, and high body count combined with the ultimate interactive action experience. Seamlessly blend 3 types of gameplay with 360-degree slip aiming, gun targeting system, sword fighting, acrobatic ability." Like they keep reiterating the same thing here. Lastly, it says, "Experience the style of a unique retro film visual treatment with stylized characters and an original 70s inspired soundtrack." Now that last bit, let's talk about that for a second. When they say unique retro film visual treatment, it really looks like you're watching an old film when you're playing this game. 70s inspired soundtrack. The soundtrack for this game is phenomenal. Like, a lot of the times when I was playing this game, I could just sit back and listen to the music and just chill. Like, the soundtrack is definitely a vibe. Also, there's different sections in this game, like car chases and stuff. The gameplay was definitely varied, but if you're not familiar with the game, it has like a Max Payne type of mechanic to it, where when you jump or dive, time slows down. You can like shoot people. The crazy thing about this game is that it was actually made by Bethesda. This game was very, very good. I don't know why they never revisited this franchise, but hopefully they can bring this back, maybe even remaster it, because it was definitely a hidden gem on the 360 when it came out. If you haven't played this game yet, or you don't own it, or whatever it may be, definitely get a hold of this game and play it. It's a must play, phenomenal game, you know, for the vibes at least. Come on. Alright, so for number 6, we are going to double up on a series, Dead Island series. Man, these games were good. I mean, you had an open world zombie survival. You know, I got the manual with the disc here for Dead Island, and then Dead Island Riptide got the disc as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the cases. Fight every day as if it were your last. The tropical island of Benoi has been struck by a relentless zombie outbreak, and you're caught in the midst of it. Survive the terror, explore the mystery, and maybe you will make it out of the paradise to die for. Intense pulse racing combat, explore a beautiful open world tropical island, thrilling story-based 4-player co-op. And for Riptide, we have Hope is Drowning. Get ready to return to zombie-infected shores. Can you survive the impossible? Brace yourself for action with new skills, weapons, and communication features. Explore a completely new island filled with deadly quests and addictive zombie slashing. Fight to survive alone or gather your friends in a gruesome drop-in, drop-out co-op multiplayer. Yeah, so these games were big for the drop-in, drop-out co-op. You just join someone's game and playing their game with them. Didn't have couch co-op, but online co-op for sure. I want to talk about Dead Island first a little bit here. This was the first game that came out, and it was graphically, this game was really good. If you're not familiar, it was made by Techland. They used to be in charge of the Dead Island series, but eventually broke off from the publisher of Deep Silver, started to make their own open world zombie games with Dying Light, and they've been doing really good with those games. So like the combat in this game was very satisfying. Being able to just wail on a zombie, I mean, it kind of just, for those people who just wanted to relieve some stress, you could just beat up some zombies, kick them in the head. I mean, the mechanics in these games are pretty similar to the ones in Dying Light that you see now, or even the new Dead Island 2. The mechanics have pretty much stayed the same throughout the franchise. So if you've played either Dead Island 2 or if you've played Dying Light, they're all pretty similar. The only thing that the original Dead Island games don't have on, like say for instance Dying Light, is Dying Light has a parkour system. The original Dead Island games did not. They did have guns in this game, but the guns kind of didn't do too much damage, and it was kind of more clunky and stiff than the melee combat was. But other than that, these games were phenomenal. I remember playing the hell out of these games. If you haven't played these games, then you've probably been under a rock, because these games are very popular. You can get them not only on 360 but PC as well. But I just wanted to put these on the list because growing up, I played the crap out of these games. I mean, I went so hard in these games. I love these games so much. I played the crap out of them. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about these games. Did you like them when you had your 360? Alright, now we have game number 7, which is Fable 2. This is probably my favorite Fable out of the franchise. First Fable was pretty good. The third one was not my cup of tea at all. Second one was like the sweet spot for the franchise. This one was like the perfect version of the first and second one. So, or first and third one. Go ahead and take a look at the back. It says, sequel to the #1 action RPG in Xbox One, which was the first Fable. Who will you become? Beginning as a penniless street urchin, your destiny is to become Albion's greatest hero. But will your power lie in kindness or cruelty? Choose your own path to glory and experience how those choices change you and the world forever. A new life, a unique adventure every time. It's all up to you, man or woman, good or evil. Career and family, or just you and your faithful canine companion. Live life your way. God, why can't I read right now? Share the experience. Dynamic co-op play allows friends and family to join your game at any time and share your world. Lastly, roads are for chumps. Explore the landscape and openly roam the countryside in a world 10 times the size of the original Fable. Now, I'm pretty sure this game, it was like open world-ish, because I'm pretty sure you loaded into each section of the quote-unquote open world. Like it says here, you could create your own character, man or woman. It had a good or evil system where you could do good things or bad things. You could buy different properties and make money off of them. You could buy a house, start a family, have a wife, kids. There was combat. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. You got your manual here. Oh, there's some color to that manual. Disc. My case for this game is a little messed up. I do plan on buying a new case and just transferring stuff. Yeah, man, I can't even tell you how lost I got in this game, how many hours I put into this game. I mean, I had a max level character. You know, I think I chose to be good my first playthrough, and my second playthrough, like, I was purely evil. And the cool thing about this game is, like, when you choose to do bad stuff, your character actually starts to look devilish, like they start to grow horns and stuff. It's pretty crazy. it's awesome. Like I said, there was just so much you could do in this game. Fight enemies, level up your character, unlock new weapons, armor. You could basically buy new armor and clothing for your character, buy properties, have a family. Like, there's just so much you can do in this. Story wise, it's basically a revenge story, so I don't think the story was all that great, but RPG aspect of the game and the amount of stuff you could do, the amount of freedom you had, the amount of customization you had in this game was addicting and fun. I really enjoyed this game. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Number 8 is another two-parter because I feel like you can't go wrong whether you buy one or the other. You have Transformers Fall of Cybertron and Transformers War for Cybertron. These two games were freaking awesome. I mean, who doesn't want to play, as a Transformer and be able to transform into a car or a dinosaur or something in battle? As a kid, if you saw the movies, these were the type of games that you wanted to play. Like, it really made you feel like you were a Transformer back in the day. These games were made perfectly. I mean, I'll just read the back of one of them here. I'm not going to do both because that's kind of annoying. Let's choose Fall of Cybertron. This one was my favorite. So it's an epic battle for survival. The darkest hours are upon you in a valiant clash to survive the final days of Cybertron. Thousands of options to customize your very own Transformers character with an extensive multiplayer mode. So that's the thing. These games, not only were the single player parts of these games phenomenal, but you also had multiplayer. You had a multiplayer aspect to these games. You could customize your Autobot or Decepticon depending on what side you were playing on. Customize the way they look, the colors of them. A lot of the times when I played multiplayer, some of it, especially like the mode where you capture the zones, a lot of it, most of the time, I just found myself capturing a zone and just sprinting to the next one to capture the next one, fighting whoever was there along the way. But man, I had a ton of fun with these games. I don't believe that the multiplayer servers are up any longer for these games. It's highly unfortunate because the multiplayer was very, very fun, but still the single player aspects of these games are still worth it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Played these if you enjoyed them. Definitely a must-have on the Xbox 360. Alright, number 9, we are just 2 games away. Number 9 is going to be for Legendary. Man, this game was very memorable to me. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. I'm not going to read it because there's a lot of bullshit back here. We'll go ahead and look at the side. Got the manual. It doesn't look like there's any color on this, but we do have the disc. Yeah, so this game was basically about a guy who goes to a museum and opens up the literal Pandora's box, and a bunch of mythological creatures empty out into the real world, and you kind of use like standard pistols, assault rifles, and kill them all on your journey to close the box again. Graphics in this game were actually pretty good. If you're a fan of mythology like me, this is a different take on it, where you could actually use guns to kill mythological creatures. It's like a combination of 2 worlds. It was pretty cool. Some of like the environments and skyboxes were really It was a very fun game. Gameplay kind of speaks for itself. I mean, depending on what type of mythological creature you're fighting, they all had their own mechanics and stuff. Your character had some type of magic power. You could suck up the energy from the mythological creatures that you killed, but I don't know, man. I don't know what else to say about this game other than the fact that it's really, really fun. A unique spin on the concept of mythology. It's really fun. Definitely a must-have in your Xbox 360 collection. Lastly, at the number 10 spot, we have X-Men Destiny. So like I said, these are no particular order. Also, I'm not sure how expensive these games are or how expensive they're gonna get with the closure of the Xbox 360 marketplace, but these are just games that I like on the console. If you guys want to see me do like a price breakdown of each game on this list, or maybe any of the other games that I have in my collection, let me know, and I'll definitely do that. X-Men Destiny, such a great game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back. It says some destinies are chosen, fight alongside or against the X-Men based on the choices you make. Inherit X genes to arm yourself with the powers of your favorite X-Men characters. Customize and enhance your powers through branching decision trees. So this game reminds me a lot of if you've ever played DC Universe Online, where you could kind of create your character and take powers from other DC characters in the universe, use them for your character. Kind of how this game was. You got to pick your character based on like 3 or 4 preset characters, and then you could build upon their powers throughout the storyline. The only thing I didn't like about this game is the fact that you couldn't fully create your own individual character. You had to pick about 3 or 4 preset characters. Also, throughout the story, like I said, there's like decisions you make throughout the story, and it determines it determines what powers you get or how your powers evolve. And I felt like towards the end of the game, your character build gets kind of muddled and mixed around because choices are a little weird. So if you want a certain build, I feel like it always kind of gets messed up based on the choices you make in this game. But if you like X-Men, this is definitely a good game for you to play. Definitely a lot of fan service in this game. If you've ever wanted to maybe mix a couple of powers from the X-Men together in one person, you can do that in this game. It's a really fun game to play. It is a linear story-based game, but back in the day when I played this on the 360 when it first came out, I had a super good time with this game. One of my favorite games on 360. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Alright, so that was my top 10 Xbox 360 games. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next